Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is winter snacks. So what we're doing is plantain chips, cassava chips, eddoe chips. So come on this journey with me and let's make chips today. Eddoe chip. Very crunchy. Cassava chip. And a plantain chip. So why am I doing chips in the fall for winter snacks? One thing that I hate is frying stuff in the house during winter. No fry fish, no fry anything, because it's just the whole house just smells of oil, all the clothes and everything. So I hate that. I don't like that. So that's why we're doing the chips for the winter snacks. What I have here, I have 2 trays with water. I'm gonna put some ice in it to make it ice water. Then I'm gonna add some salt. Well, before I put the ice, I'm gonna add some salt for the eddoe, because the eddoe we have to slice this into the water, and it has to be salt because you don't want it to get discolored. So the salt avoids it from getting discolored. And for the one for the cassava, is just to remove the salt, the starch. Same thing with the eddoe. The water takes the starch out, and you get a better chip that way. Now, this eddoe is a big eddoe. It's fine. I like it like that. I'll cut it and then slice it so it'll be nice big chip pieces. For the plantain, we don't need to slice it in water. We'll just slice it just like that. We'll peel it and slice it just like that. Oh, then first I'll add the salt onto this one. In the past videos, you hear me talk about a Country Creek. I have so many stories about my grandfather's ranch in Country Creek. My grandfather had a way that he says, whenever you go, just plant anything, plant something. So whenever we go to the savannah, we'll plant like 25, 50 roots of eddoe. Oh my God, the land was so fertile that when we pick eddoes, like you cannot pull out many trees, or the cassava. For the cassava, you scratch the earth and you just take some that you need. The eddoes used to be big like that. It was so beautiful. So the eddoe is finished now. This is fine. So we're going to start with the cassava. Just going to cut it. For the plantain, you have to soak it in hot water first and then peel it, and that way it peels very easily. So this is the water with the salt. So that's the one we're using for the eddoes. So I have this, it's called a mandolin. You set it for the thickness that you want. And then you just be careful with your fingers. And just slide it down. And then you make your chips. See? That's what you're looking for. beautiful eddoe chip. So now I'm going to show you with the cassava. Same thing. And you have your cassava chip. So the mandolin comes with an attachment here, because when it gets thin like that, if you keep doing that, you'll cut yourself. So you put this on like that. This way you're safe. So for the plantain, this little one is what I normally use for it. It just does a better job than the big one. The big one for the cassava and the eddoes are fine. But see, for the plantain, look at these chips. This one does a nice job. Because plantain is more brittle. So that one breaks it up. But this one you have to be careful because it's you could cut yourself too. So what happens is when I get lower, I take a piece of paper, towel, and I do it like that. So I started frying some. The oil, don't make the oil too hot, because then it gets too brown. Now the trick is, if you're doing it for yourself for storage, it's easier if it's straight. So what you do is you put it in like that straight. But if you're having friends over and you want to impress them, and you want it to look like a lot, what you do is you fold it. And when you fold it, it just looks like it's a lot more, or it looks better. So that's the straight one, and that's the folded one. See, the folded one, when you curl it up, it's more bulky. And listen to this, very crispy. So these are done. They get a little bit more yellow after. See, fold it like this. Straight ones you put just like that. So what I do after every layer that I do, I put some fresh cracked pepper. Or if you don't have that, you use regular black pepper. You just be careful. You shake it out very thinly. And you could put garlic powder and then put some salt. What I do is I put garlic salt. And that's fine. And then you just sprinkle that every time, and that way everything has salt and pepper on it. Every piece, I must say. So the plantains are finished. So now I'm on to the cassava. I just want to caution you. It was soaked in water. So naturally, when you put it in the hot oil, it's going to splatter. So my thought is it's better to do this outside if you can. So now I'm starting with the eddoe chips. I really think you have to be very careful. It spatters a lot and you could get burned. And I don't recommend doing this in the house. So I finished frying the plantain chip, cassava chip, and eddoe chips. It came out pretty good. The plantain chips inspiration came from a long time ago. I was in Guyana. I was at my best friend's house, Gobin, and his nephew came, and he's an entrepreneur. He lives in New York now, and he's an entrepreneur. The first time he came, he was selling plantain chips with a basket. The next time I went back to Guyana, he had a bicycle selling plantain chips. The next time I went back to Guyana, he had a snow cone machine selling snow cone and plantain chips. So anyways, he moved and now he lives in New York. I hope he's doing well. That's where I learned fold the chip. When you put it in the bag, it looks like a lot more. But if you're doing it for yourself, you put it straight. This way you can store a lot more than if it's twisted like that. So that's my episode for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I thank you for your support, for liking, sharing, and please subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate that. So thank you and have a wonderful day.